All right, I want to cover how severe the stalking is. It's been going on for a long time, but I'm just going to cover this years and years and years. So there's been multi situations of this. I'm just going to describe one. Okay, I told the story of when I met Karen over here at a liquor store, Mojave or whatever it's called, after staying a night at the tweaker's house out there in the field, not sleeping. Dog chasing me out of there. Criminal methods everywhere around here. But anyway, so Karen picks me up, takes me to Rialto. I told you that story. We stopped at rest stop. I seen a red car with some black people in there. Those were following me because I was the same people that ran into me in the Riverside. Now, it took me a day or two to get to Riverside, but they were the same people. So now from there, once I was at Karen's, I stayed one night there, and then I left. And I stayed one night in the cement tube really close to Karen's. That's where I seen the white truck with the white guy with the logo on the door, the emblem, the county worker emblem with the antenna. Looks official, looks like a cop. Looks like an undercover, but he shouldn't even be driving that car if he's chasing me around. Doesn't make any sense. All right, so we continue with this. Is then from there, I had to walk from there, is about Baseline and Rialto, all the way to the bus station. I could tell I was being tracked there. White car, another gold car. Okay, no big deal. I ended up getting on the bus. I get all the way to downtown Riverside. Okay, now I'm at downtown Riverside. There's the black guy at the train station next to the bus station where I got dumped off. He's got to be on security camera there. Now from there, I asked him about bathrooms. He says no. So then I start walking into town. I go down this road. It squirrels away. Sure enough, there's the white car. I backtrack back up. I go into downtown. Downtown Riverside don't look like it used to look like. That's where I was at. Bus station, train station, downtown Riverside. It's like Lime and 14th Street or something. It's right by the freeway. Okay, so now from there, I walk into the park. Now in the park, I go ahead for the bathrooms. There's the Mexican guy with the Mexican kid, someone else with them. I don't think too much of it. Go to the bathroom. I arc up to town, get me something to drink. I walk up to the bank, see if there's any money. There's no money in there. Then I walk to the liquor store. And while I was walking to the liquor store, there was a guy hiding out, black guy hiding out inside the car wash. You could see him in there, lurking in there, looking at me. I didn't know he was tracking me. I just figured, okay, homeless guy. Okay, now I go down. It's getting late. Okay, I go into the park again. It's afternoon. I go up into the hill. It's the hill that sits right next to the three lakes. It used to be a mining thing. They used to mine something out of there. And it's still, like granite with a hole sort of in it. It's buried. Now I go down and I duck into a ravine there because I got to rest. I want to drink and I want to rest, sleep. I'm tired. Anyways, so sure enough, here comes that Mexican guy with that Mexican kid walking around the loop looking down on this canyon where I'm at. See, that's what they're doing. They're dragging around a kid, trying to get me in trouble. This kid has been Yucca, Riverside, downtown, and then Marietta, too, on a highway there. I believe it's called Marietta Street. But anyway, so, see, they're stalking me. Okay, now from there, it's getting late. I go up to town. I get me some more beer. I'm standing at the store. A black guy comes riding up on a bike. Same black guy seen in Rialto at the bus station. He goes, I'm going to go to prison or die tonight. And then the black guy, the one that normally wearing a security guard outfit, doesn't have it on. He's standing there right in front of the store looking at the black guy, looking at me and smiling. Okay, because the two black people were together. Okay, so I take my beer. I start walking down the road. I almost get, that's where I'm going down the street, and the one black guy turned around because I'm lost, and I want to head back up to Redwood, and that black guy's there at the bushes with his bike. He was going to beat me up right there, whatever it was. Okay, same guy. Okay, now from there, I go into the bushes, down by the lake, hide out. Black guy rides by on his bike, shines a flashlight where I'm at. Car pulls up out in front of me, drops the guy off. A guy goes off into the bushes behind me. Okay, it's starting to look kind of funny. I get up in the morning. I start hauling out. As I'm hauling out of there, there's two people sitting over there by the tank, Riverside Park, Fairmont Park, looking at me. Now, they must have called the cops on me or something. Maybe I did a hit of weed. I don't know. Maybe I was drinking out there. But I was walking towards the front. I just woke up. I'm tired. I see the Mexican guy come out of the back of the park right behind where I was at. It's morning still. Sun's only been up, half hour if that. I move across the park. A couple other 3 people look fishy, but I think they're just smoking pot because I dropped a bag of weed. That's what it looks like once I walked up further. I get to the front of the park. There's a highway patrol guy, black and white, cruiser. He's driving slow. He stops and he talks to somebody, and he's looking at me, and I've got my little backpack, little bag. So I hop on the bus. I got to run on the bus because the bus is flying up there. I hop on the bus, get up there. Bus takes me to downtown, Riverside there, somewhere on 7th Street. I hop on another bus. Takes a while. I hop on another bus, and I go to Paris. Now, when I'm headed to Paris, that black guy that was following me, he gets on the bus about halfway between, before Paris a little ways. Anyways, about halfway between where I was at in downtown Riverside and Paris. He hops on the bus. Okay, we get up, go into Paris. I drop off, go to the bathroom. There's the white van. Okay, door open. They're looking at me. I go to the bathroom. I still feel safe. There's a cop across the street. I'm not worried about it. So I go up over the hill. Now, when I go up over the hill, it's Memorial Day. And I believe that's the day, Memorial Day. Not this memorial, but a memorial, a year ago. And I dump into this field. Now, I hop into the field there and get me some beer. I hop into the field. And sure enough, that white truck comes driving by, the one with the 23411 plate on it. And then a little bit later after that, an hour or two, some kids, there was a couple up there, the guy and the girl. I didn't look at them. I didn't see them. Tell there were just a couple white guys up there, a couple white people, a girl and a guy. They apparently call the cops because I hear them saying he's hiding underneath a bush. So a helicopter vectors over the top of me, up pretty high, but you know how they go slow when they're watching you. The way cops are, you can tell what they're doing, but they're up there high enough where you shouldn't be able to see them or notice them per se. Okay, so I didn't worry about it. I'm just sitting there drinking. I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. I go out and I get me some more food, and there's that black security guard guy standing right there by the Mexican food place. This is still in Paris where some rocks are and a restaurant's there. It's like probably the 74, I guess it might be, by the Paris train station, somewhere over there. Okay, anyways, then I hop on the bus and I go to Walmart Depot, and then I go all the way down to Walmart in Elsinore where the lake's at. So I'm down there at Elsinore now where the lake's at. Sure enough, there's the white car with 2 people in there. There's the Jeep. And I didn't see not the white car limo, but a different white car, a guy and a girl in a Jeep, and they're at the food place, El Pollo Loco. Door's locked, I can't get in there, but they're eating. So I go into Walmart and I eat. I hop on there. Now from there, I go up to, make sure I'm accurate on the details. Okay, from there I go up to Quail Valley. Now this is where it gets hot. As soon as I go into Quail Valley and I hop off the bus, there ain't much there. A little store, and I get me some beer, and then I head down the road. And as I'm heading down the road, sure enough, that black truck that's been stalking me around over here lately was there. Now he sees me and he's watching me walk down. He backs up. I go into the hills where I used to live homeless. I start going up over the top of the hill. I start headed down. Here comes a silver truck. Big giant 4x with some kind of sticker on the door, like a magnetic sticker, tinted up. He pulls up, cracks the door open as I go down into the trees, pretty far away, 1/8 of a mile, a little more, 1/3 of a mile. And then here comes that big heavy guy that drives the truck, the white guy, the 23411, that driver, same guy that was down here in the river bottom. When I was down there, he happens to pull up in his buggies and wants to ride him around right where I'm at. He's got a girl out there and a kid out there. So I'm telling you, these guys are pulling something funny. And that same heavy white guy was dragging around that little Mexican boy kid. See, they're trying to get some kind of crime. Okay, trying to frame me, basically. Okay, so anyway, so he's there. So I see him in Paris. Okay, so he drives off. Now, when I get down into downtown Riverside, when I'm up in Quail Valley, as the story goes, I'm up in Quail Valley, that guy on the quad in the truck, he drives right up to my camp and he mad dogs me and looks at me, and I'm down there and I'm, he's on his quad, he's 6 foot away from me, he's all angry and mean, looking ugly at me, like, who in the hell are you? I don't even know who he is. But you see, he's stalking me. Okay, so I go to sleep there that night. I wake up in the morning. There's people cutting the grass by the highway. They're staring at me. I think it's part of the group. Okay, so then I leave. I come back that night, and where my tree was at, someone took a chainsaw and cut up the surrounding barricade. That was already naturally there. Okay, so now from there, I get out of there and I leave and I go down into Menifee. I'll probably stay in a motel or something for a couple nights. Now I'm in Menifee, and here's where it gets really show how intense. I'm in Menifee, the white van's there. I'm walking up and down like Menifee, and there's a park over here, and the exact spot don't matter, but I'm there in Menifee, and I run into this guy named Thomas. Now Thomas, I knew him in Quail Valley about 10 years ago or so. He's a tweaker back there, and someone messed with his dog, and he wanted me to go back to his property and help him. He lived in his car on this ranch. On this ranch, so I go over there, and I can see the guy in the white van watching me. And when I go sit in the shade, an old guy pulls up in a car and takes my spot, and the guy in the white truck's there too with the emblem. Okay, now I stay the night there at Thomas's. While I'm staying the night, people come over the hill at night and come down into the camp. And then the white lady. With the tall white guy, that couple comes in this little white SUV looking one, pretty clean looking one, drives through the compound. There's no reason to be driving through this compound, but there they are, because you got to go down a dirt road just to get in this trailer park that's in the middle of nowhere. Okay, and then so they drive through there. That night someone comes down where I'm sleeping on the dirt over there, but I'm around a rock. I strategically hide, but you can see the footprints and hear them. At night and in the morning, I see the footprints. Okay, now the next day when I wake up, I go over to the restroom, because I got a restroom over there, and sure enough, there's that white guy and that white girl and that Jeep over there in the parking lot looking at me. They're just looking for a way to get me. These are hired thugs, hired hitmen. That's the key element here. I'm showing with this little story. This is it. Now from there, me and Thomas go walking out of there because he has to leave. He busted up his car, so we're leaving the property. We're headed for a park. Now we're headed for the park. He has to pick up his speed pipe, okay? He stops underneath this tree. The guy in the white truck pulls up underneath a little ways away from us with the blue emblem on there and the antenna. He gets out, and I think he's smoking a cigarette, and he's sitting there looking at us, and he's looking at Thomas, and Thomas is sitting there getting high, and no one seems to care. And I'm thinking, well, he can't be a cop or he'd bust Thomas. So I'm sitting there waiting for Thomas to get done doing a few hits for he could walk, So then we walk over to the park, and we land in the park, and that's just, and then from there, they were in the park. That night, I stayed up on the hill. Now, that night on the hill, that truck comes driving through there. The very next day, same guy, white truck with the 23-411. And then that night before, he was down on the street, shining his lights up at me. And then 2 people came up on the hill behind me, and we're talking as I'm sitting there hiding out in the bushes trying to go to sleep. See, this is how they stalk, day and night, day and night. Don't let me go. Okay, now from there, me and Thomas go blah, blah, blah. We go back to Quail Valley. And now from Quail Valley, that's when I hopped in the car with Tony. And we flew down to Blythe, being followed by this group of people. Because lo and behold, there they were the very next morning in Blythe with me. And we flew down there at 90 miles an hour plus. We were just moving way too fast. But I ain't going to say anything. It's his car. I'm tired. I'm paying for a trip. I'm happy to get there. Hopefully he don't kill us. So we ended up going in and dropping the very next night. There they were behind me. Now from there, I met a guy. I come into the park. I didn't notice anything, but I met a guy underneath the bridge as I'm headed back that very next day. I hop in his van. He takes me all the way back up here. That's where we broke down on the road over here off the scenic highway because he went into the dirt and buried the van. And sure enough, here comes that white Jeep with that white lady cruising right by us, checking us out when we're buried in a hole. Doesn't offer to help, just checks us out. And then that's when the little Mexican guy I seen on the highway, after I seen his little roller cart, he had one of those little grocery carts, that, old people carts, and he pulled it a mile down the road where we were at. It got pretty close to us. It was in dark, and then turned around and went back and picked up on the highway. He's probably sitting there watching us all night. See, this is the way they do it. Being watched day and night, stalked from city to city. These ain't cops. They're trying to kill me. But they act like they're undercover cops that are just got to keep their eye on you because you've got a load of military weapons or something. You see, these guys are killers and they're after me. So, and you cops know who they are because associated people that you know, Crime Watch, the community members down there at the park, senior citizens place, people who work in there, they know this tall blonde haired guy and this girl. They know these people. Now it's all hypothetical because I can't prove anything. But from here on out, I'm going to be carrying my phone and film them if they get chasing me around again. But they have been stalking. It's been very dangerous for me, deadly for me. It's a miracle I'm alive. And if something happens to me, it's my brother Bill who hired these people. These people go back a long ways, all the way almost 15 years when I got thrown out of my old lady's house, and I left that place. I was up in the hills against this brick wall in Mariloma, and sure enough, there they were, the guy and the girl in their Jeep way up there, and I'm sitting by the wall, and they call the police helicopter, and it comes flying over the top looking at me. I'm telling you, these people have talked to the police many times, but they're people trying to kill me. That's the key element. Thank you very much for your time.